I just want to show you some of the wildflower garden here in Dijon in France as part of the botanical garden. I've walked everywhere. I've eaten fresh raspberries, fresh strawberries that my friend who lives here in Dijon has now taught me how to pick. You can come and pick them and eat them. Or so she says. She lives here, so aren't these pretty? Look at the borders. The borders of the veggie garden have got all these lovely pollinator flowers for the bees to pollinate with. There's wheat, there's winter wheat. It's like an exemplary garden of all the beautiful plants and herbs, and oh God, I'm in heaven. Look at the huge trees. So if you come to Dijon and you don't come to the Botanic Garden, which is right near the station, you can even, there's a little pond there. You just can't consume alcohol. You can do anything else. I guess it's just to keep the tramps away. But I'm absolutely over the moon. I am ready to pack in the towel and move here tomorrow. Look at the lake. And this is all free, by the way. You can come here every day. Oh, I'm going to come here every day that I'm here. Tomorrow I'm going to the beach to swim, wild swimming, as I mentioned before in a previous video. But this gorgeous breeze. I left Italy with 40-degree heat and sweating, and here there's always this champagne breeze. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at these amazing trees and the blue sky. Oh, I couldn't be happier. I don't even know what to say. There's so much to see and do, and it's all free, and it's right next to the station. So I can't recommend anything more than this. I've recommended lots of things in Dijon, but this is my top. And these are grapevines growing here. Look here. Ah, look at them. So they grow the different... It's like an exemplary garden, a garden in paradise, so to speak. So all the species of vegetables, herbs, flowers are all grown here for you just to come and enjoy and taste, and it's heavenly. No wonder Victor Hugo loved all the cities of France so much, and all of them have a street name with his name, because he understood what human beings need. These are all the grapes, look. Different aromas in different varieties. The Pinot Noir, the Sauvignon Blanc, which has grapefruit, the Gewürztraminer. Honestly, this is such a good idea. Chardonnay Blanc. Gamay has a bit of banana aroma. Chardonnay Blanc has a bit of fruit. This has a bit of vanilla and green pepper in Cabernet Sauvignon. So all the different varieties, the classical French varieties, are here. Remember, we're in Burgundy, where they make the best Pinot Noir and my favorite Chardonnay-based wine, the amazing Chablis. I don't know, I've lost my friend now. I think she's got bored with me exploring the grapes. Where's she gone? Oh, stunning. I couldn't be happier. Anyway, there she is. I am waxing lyrical, so I'm just going to leave you with this heavenly vegetable garden, and I'm going to walk home now, chatting to my friend, using my exploratory French, and I'll see you on the next one. Look at the artichokes. I'm going to come and do a longer video, so tell me which part you enjoy. Of course you knew I would save the best for last. This is the rose garden here in Dijon at the Botanical Gardens, and some of my favorite French varieties. Modern roses, antique roses, and they're growing on these amazing arbors here. So I'm going to give you a little tour. This is its own separate tour. So here are the antique roses, which I love so very much. You can read the English. They include horticultural varieties and hybrids obtained from antiquity to 1867. Some roses from older sections were worked on into the 20th century, while early modern hybrids from the late 19th century may have an old look. Isn't this gorgeous? How this is growing up. Oh, many of these I had in my former garden and have loved and enjoyed over the years. But yeah, so I'm going to try and let you see the name. There's the Alchemist, one of my absolute favorites. She's glorious. See if I can capture a rose for you. She's got this lovely pink variegated. There's a mate sharing her lovely thing. This is the old rose. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can share all of these with you. I'll try. Some of the old French varieties. I've also visited the Botanical Gardens in Lyon, which is really worth a visit. Botanical roses have this most glorious. This is that gorgeous, intense, sweet rose. Let's just see if I can get on that side. Oh my goodness. I don't know that I can take any more today. I'm so delighted. So they've taken Eugene Piron's statue away. I hope to fix it. I hope it wasn't stolen. So these are the lovely rugoses. See them? And they have the most intense smell. They're not good vase roses. My God, they are beautiful on the nose. So here we have In Dijon, and over there was Montceau-Morand, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous hybrid Morand. So it has more than one bloom. And Jacques-Cartier, my rose that I had in my garden, which I've just given to my friends. So these are all Portland roses, and the Portland roses are a cross. So Jacques Cartier is 1867, bred in France. I have this and gave it to a friend on Lego Maggiore because I didn't have any space anymore, so I farmed my roses out. But they have the most beautiful smell. So these are the Portlands here in this bed. There's another lovely one here, look. Marie Pavie. Sassons L'Italie, another Portland. I can't see the bloom on it. I think, yeah, it is this one. It's gorgeous, almost a magenta pink. Lovely bloom. But the fragrance is what I love about the Portlands. They are lovely. And then this lovely Girolens, which will grow up on an arbor or anything. And then the single varieties, which I absolutely adore. I think this is Pearl d'Or. No, that's Pearl d'Or. There, the singles. Oh. Obviously, peak rose season is May, so these are sort of already bloomed, and they need deadheading for those that are reflowering. So some of the ancients only flower once a season, so they will flower in May and then they won't flower again. But look at that. Oh, these are gorgeous. I knew that there would be a cherry on the top of the cake, which was already pretty delicious. Madame Isaac Pierre is a rose I've always wanted. She has these nice folded leaves, crinkly, almost like a rugosa. Louise Odeur. I can't show you all of these. Boule de Neige I had. Literally snowball. It's a beautiful rose. 1967. The oldest roses are my favorite albus. This is Grosse Province Panache, 1852. It's got these lovely cupped roses, like the English roses. Oh, I'll have to come and spend an early morning here and have a look at them again. But this is literally complicata. That's a Galicia. That's Galician rose. And then Aimé de Beurre, very loved. I wish you could see them at their prime, but I wasn't here in May when they were in their prime. But look at that growing over there. And these growing on the arbors are lovely. But I'll show you what I can. This just makes me want to be here in May when they start blooming. Oh gosh. It's just as nice as having your own garden. These are all the polyanthus here. This whole bed is polyanthus, which were bred with the Chinese. And all of these contributed to modern roses as we know today. This is a lovely rose, penthouse, a modern rose. But look at its form, like a typical English rose. Lovely cups. 1985. Let's have a look if it has a perfume. I can't get down deep enough. Not really. It doesn't really have a perfume, which is indicative of many modern roses. If they do have a perfume, it's very slight. I love the intense antiques. Renaissance. So these are all French antique roses, this first garden. Oh my goodness, isn't it stunning? Yeah, basically I'm in heaven. Etude, lovely. A hybrid tea, 1965. Scandinavian rose, but a gorgeous rose. Yeah. So that's Etude. This is Roserie, Le Hay, Rugosa. Love Rugosas, 1902. As I mentioned, Rugosas I love because of their fragrance. Joseph's Coat, a rose I don't really know. I'm going to show you all the ones I can. Rush, this is a hybrid, multiflora in 1986. And then this is the little ballerina, hybrid musk rose. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, now I just want to come back next spring, and maybe I want to come back in September for those that are reflowering and aren't one-time bloomers, to see how they'll do. So I'll just give you a view here. That's a hybrid musk. It's got that lovely form. It's rather pretty. I don't know that rose, but anyway, we've got a mix here. Abram Darby, which is very beloved, the English rose, very 1985. David Austin, Excelsior, Rosie Aurore, Germany, 1956. This is kind of a mixed one. Graham Thomas, a David Austin rose, 1983. Yeah, they're not blooming at the moment, so oh my goodness, this just makes me want to come back. There's Sweet Juliet, another gorgeous rose, another David Austin. So there's a couple of English roses in this bed. John Clare. And this one's been made into a standard. So it's rather pretty. The Pilgrim, which I had, bought from David Austin, and she died, unfortunately. Some reason didn't like the position I had her in, and I moved her to a French garden. It was too hot in the French garden, and unfortunately I lost the Pilgrim. But one day, if I get a garden, I'll get her back. It's a beautiful soft yellow. And Sharif Asma, very beloved of hybrid tea people. Another English rose. These seem to all be English. Oh, these are all English roses on this side. You'll recognize all the names if you're rose lovers. Niche, Dorothy Perkins. One little rose left. Okay, so I'm coming back. Golden Celebration, Very loved David Austin rose, which I had in my garden. Oh my God. I asked, you know, the powers that be, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, to show me a sign. There's Pearl d'Or, which is bred in France. But this beauty is Charles Austin, the English Charles Austin. Isn't it gorgeous? Let's smell. Seems to be a little bit of myrrh. It's really gorgeous. There's two other little buds still going strong. So this will be a rebloomer, which is, that's a really pretty English rose, Charles Austin. So there, my darlings, is the rose garden. So I hope you enjoyed this little edition. And from me here in France, in Dijon, see you on the next one. Don't forget to love your roses. I've got some pollinators, pollinating flowers. And I'll give you a last little sniff. There you go. Sniff that one. This gorgeous breeze. See you on the next one. Look after your roses. Not every day you come and see the scale of a rhino. There's the rhino. The white rhino, which is the bigger of the two species, compared to an adult elephant with those amazing tusks. And it's so wonderful to see them to scale. And the hippo. So you can see who the biggest is, but hippos are known to be the most dangerous because they amble along and people don't consider them dangerous until you encounter them in the water when they're looking after their young, and those teeth can chomp through any canoe or any human being. I think it's lovely. I love this. There's the elephant. I'm in Dijon in France, and there's so many reasons to love this city. Here's just another. I mean, this feels like real ivory. I don't know if it is. It could be. I don't know. Or maybe it was just built to look like real ivory. So yeah, stunning. The amazing trees, the walk, and then the gardens, which I've done in another video over there. There's all these vegetable gardens. Then there's these beautiful old buildings, and that particular one with the wisteria on it. But this plane tree is absolutely magnificent. The weather today is absolutely stunning. It's mid-June, and there is this gorgeous champagne breeze all the time, even if you're sitting in the blaring sun, which I could never do in Italy in June. It's too hot. But here you can, because there's always this cooling breeze. There's water if you need water to drink, all free. And here's a little dog having his swim in the stream. Oh, a little dachshund. So there's this little channel with a stream of fresh cold water from the hills. Oh, how sweet. I wish I was a dachshund. And then the vegetable garden over there. It's literally paradise. I don't know how else to put this. So this is video number 3 or 4, I can't remember. But I'm just going to walk down this way, because the last time I went straight into the vegetable and fruit gardens, which is stunning. There's some lovely cedars of Lebanon here. Some really beautiful trees. And you can just walk all day to your heart's content. It's all free, so if you're staying here, you can come morning and evening. I just had a lovely picnic lunch with a friend here that I met, who is 100% French, and I practiced my very rusty French, and just reminded me how gorgeous the language is and how much I want to learn French. So there's only one thing for it: I've got to learn French. And I already speak 2 languages fluently and 3 badly, so French must come on to the good list of the languages I speak well. It's just stunning. It's so secure, so safe, so clean, and right next to the train station. This is Burgundy. So if you can't get out to the country, you can come and see maize growing, beans growing, all the pollinating plants growing, fennel there. It's just a lovely cottage garden, countryside vegetable garden with all the herbs and the lovely flowers that are usually grown in most country gardens. And the herbs, of course. It's gorgeous, you can walk anywhere. I don't know what this is all about, let's see. Okay. Honestly, there's so much to do. But if you just wanted to come for a walk, that's lovely. They don't allow bicycles and scooters, thank goodness. So you're not going to be taken out by somebody swooping down on you. But in here, in the deep, deep, deep thing, there's a stream running. And this beautiful, cool stream runs into a little lake. It's all fed naturally. It's a proper stream. Probably one of the small little tributaries of the Seine, which is a river. And then all the trees along the banks of this gorgeous, cool river. So you can walk here, stroll here of an afternoon with friends without worrying about mountain bikers swooping down on you. And the dogs have to be on leashes, which is good. And it's an absolute paradise. So this is some of the regions, the rivers. See if I can read that. Amazing. So that's all the microclimates, and you can come and have a picnic without creating disturbance to anybody. As I've already mentioned in other videos, publicly the French are very quiet, and I love that. There's no screaming and shouting and invading other people's space. And so I'm very aware that I shouldn't invade other people's space by talking loudly, which is why I'm talking quietly. But look at these trees. As you come to this side, they're enormous. That looks like an oak, but I don't know if it is. Look at the bark on these trees. So this is the kind of wild area. There's these enormous trees. That plane tree is huge. Let's see what's written here. So this is... oh, lovely. It doesn't really say what it is. It just says trees support the arboretum. I'm absolutely delighted. There's the bark. Does it say what it is? I don't know. Absolutely beautiful to be under this deep shade on a hot June day. This evokes memories of my favorite wine estate in the world. But apparently there are scooters moving around. I thought they were forbidden. I haven't seen many, so maybe they really are. It's the peace and quiet. Hercules on a lion, and then that way is the station. But you can walk right up to the perimeter walls. There's a sort of arboretum thing there. It's a gorgeous pavilion. What an absolute joy. And it's so quiet. People are sitting reading books. And there's no raucousness. There's no, you know, general riff-raff sort of dominating. Everybody has their little space. I love it. And if you lived in a city apartment, you could get your 20,000 steps here every day easily, without even trying. You could choose a different route each day.
Non, c'était la démo, on n'était pas sérieux.
Le futur mariage. Tiens, tu te mettras sous le panthéon avec ta femme.
C'est bon, c'est bon, j'y vais.
The most glorious day. And this stream winds around, so the dogs can have a little dip in the stream, which is nice and fresh. And there are different gates to come in, obviously. This is a kind of wild area. You can sit here and think that you're right out in the country. They've tried to replicate the different microclimates around the world. Here's the dung beetle. Oh, it's stunning. It's wonderful to be under these enormous trees and the beautiful shade they give. And then this is the apiary discussing the very important work of the bee. So those of you who understand French, that there's 20,000 different species of bee. Isn't it lovely? And then they are the bees. And they live in this lovely little bee house, hive. And all the flowers which I grow in my garden, I'm very aware of pollinators. They're so important. I should do a special little video here just of the pollinators because they're stunning. So that's my walk for today. And there's something for everybody. You cannot go wrong. And I hope you've enjoyed this little taste of the Botanic Gardens here in Dijon. And I'm going to leave you there and see you on the next one. And it's been a glorious day. Thanks for joining me here in Dijon. I'll leave you with the lovely bee pollinator friendly flowers. See you on the next one.